Yo.
What's going on, guys? This is Dustin, aka Catfish with Cigar Federation. I'm standing here with Noel Rojas, Guayacan Cigars. He wanted to take a little time out of his day to sit down and talk to us. On the first day we got here, I sat down and talked to Noel, and he has arguably one of the most interesting stories I have heard from anybody from a cigar perspective. I mean, a year and a half ago, you came over to Nicaragua from Cuba, and then you started making these cigars in your house. How did that happen, man?
Well, let me just correct there. I came from Cuba 5-6 years ago.
Okay.
I went to Miami, and a year and 3 months ago, I moved to Nicaragua to start making the cigars in the living room of my house. That's right.
So you literally were in your house, and you had each room set up as a different part of your cigar production for this brand?
That's correct. The living room was the area for the production. The dining room was the selection of the tobacco, by texture and color. Then I have one room to keep the cigars cold and with humidity. I have another room to dry the tobacco before rolling the cigars. And then I was living in one of the rooms at the end of the house. The garage was the place when I keep all the tobacco for making the cigars. But basically, yeah, I was living in the same factory that I started making the cigars.
That is freaking nuts, man. To me, just thinking about starting out in your home and your entire cigar production facility was in your home, and now you're building a new facility, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm building a new factory. Right now I have 1/3 of the building finished. I have 6 couples rolling 2,000 cigars a day with all the proper rooms and all the things that I need to keep the cigar fresh, all of that, and age the cigars. And I will be finished maybe by the end of August. I will be finished the other 2 buildings, which I can fit there almost 50 couples and be able to make almost 15,000 cigars a month if we keep growing, And just thinking on the future, that's what I keep building the factory. So whenever our cigar starts to grow, I will be able to, keep the good quality of the cigar with the proper utilities that I have in the factory.
So how did you get started in Cuba with rolling cigars, making cigars and whatnot that brought you here?
Well, that is a long story. I was born in Pinar del Rio, Cuba, in the area of tobacco. Since I'm little, I have been working on tobacco. Even though I didn't want to do it, it was the main income in the area.
Yeah.
So since I have like 8-10 years in the school, they force you to go in the afternoons, working on the fields around you. If you live in Pinar del Rio, you work on the tobacco. If you live in the other part of Cuba, you work on sugar cane, and that depends where you live. So since I have like 10 years old, I have been planting tobacco, harvesting tobacco, fermenting tobacco, everything but rolling cigar.
Yeah.
I mean, all the process before making a cigar. Once I finished the school and looking for some income, I started doing 2 things that I really enjoy, which is carving wood, making sculptures on one particular wood, very, very nice wood, very oily, very aromatic wood, which name is Guayacan. And also on the sides, trying to get some income, hiding. I was making some cigars that I would sell to either tourists that went by, trying to get some cheap cigar, good cigars, or some friends that they like to smoke. But all of that was just hiding in one place. The police, the authorities start knowing that I was, making something that is not allowed to do in Cuba because of the communist system. After getting in several problems with the authorities, me and a 14 group guy make a raft with an engine of car, and we left Cuba, went to Mexico, and then we crossed the border.
So how does it feel going from making a raft with your buddies out of an engine from a car to now having a banner in the House of Emilio and rocking this show for 2013. How does it feel to you? Is this like you finally made it?
Yeah, I mean, America is the best country to live in the world. Just the simple fact to be able to, say whatever you think, speak freely, be able to make your dreams come true. I mean, that for me is the best thing that can ever happen in my life. And since I get from Cuba, I have been, investigating about the stores, going to the stores. It's really hard to get some info because most of the stores, they know about cigars, but they don't know anything about Nicaragua, or just a little bit about Nicaragua and how it's the process there. So I have to take the decision to move to Nicaragua and start doing the things there. I mean, I feel, even though it's the first year I start Guayacan with the Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, the first line that I have allows me to keep growing little by little and get, the cigar out there for people to know it. And I mean, this is like my dreams coming to life. I mean, this is the thing that I always dream to make, good cigar for people that will enjoy it, outstanding cigar for outstanding people, as I say. And the good thing about the cigar, what I'm finding is not only the cigars, but the people around this business.
Yeah.
I mean, there is so many good people.
Well, brother, I mean, honestly, when I sat down and talked to you and heard your story, I really wanted to get it on video because when I sit down and do the review of the blend, I want to get as many pictures and whatnot as possible because I honestly think that's one of the coolest stories I've heard out there. And I think people appreciate the fact that you sacrificed your life to get over here and start doing this, and now you've arrived. And I think that's an awesome story. People need to hear it, you know what I mean?
Sadly, we Cubans, we live in, I was born in Cuba with that particular system that, is repressive. You can say whatever you think. You can talk about the government, you can say anything about anything. And, I got some families here in the US, and little by little they talk to me and they, hey, outside is different, United States is different. So I always have a different mind. And I always knew that I will never make my life in Cuba. So, I take a decision, I left all my family there. I have to do it, otherwise I will be in jail maybe right now. So many troubles with the authorities, they won't let me do my own things, work. I don't think it's fair that if somebody works more than others, get the same thing from your salary or whatever. If you work hard, you will have whatever you like to. That's the idea. And Cuba is not like that.
Well, brother, it looks like your hard work is starting to pay off. And the brand itself, we've seen a lot of folks coming in and out of the room. And I've heard a lot about the brand, so I'm very excited to sit down and try it, review it, and take new personal sticks on that. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So I just wanted to say thanks for taking the time to sit down and talk to us. And I can't wait to hang out with you more in the future, man. This has been an excellent show, and I really appreciate everything that you've done.
It's my pleasure. My commitment with you guys and all of the people that really smoke cigars and enjoy that is keep making outstanding cigars, boutique cigars with a unique flavor that will identify me and it will identify all the legacy that all Cubans carry on, from our families, our tradition. Mostly.
Well, brother, thank you very much for your time. I want to make sure we get you back to work so you can sell some of your fine cigars and make a little bit of money, because that's what we're here to do, right?
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you so much, brother. Check us out at cigarfederation.com. This is Noel Rojas, Guayacan Cigars. I want to make sure and do a review here in the near future, and you guys can read all about it and give you a little bit more information on the story. Thanks, guys.